Get ready, Vikings fans, because the final preseason game against the Titans is about to set the stage for some epic roster battles. This Friday at 7 p.m. Central Time, down in Music City, the Vikings are facing a crucial test. It's not about the starters like J.J. McCarthy or Javon Hargrave. They're locked in. This game is the ultimate proving ground for the bubble players fighting for a spot on the 53-man roster. Who's gonna rise up and claim their place in Minnesota's purple and gold? The vibe in Nashville is gonna be electric, with every snap carrying the weight of NFL dreams. For some, this game is the cherry on top of a stellar training camp. For others, it's the last stop before tough roster cuts. The Vikings coaching staff, from Kevin O'Connell to Brian Flores, will be watching like hawks. Which players are gonna leave it all on the field and make the decision impossible for the coaches? So what's at stake? We're talking backup quarterback battles, wide receiver depth stepping into the spotlight, and special teams chaos that could change everything. Want to know who's got the edge? Keep listening, because we're breaking it all down with the latest Vikings news and some jaw-dropping performances you need to hear about. What's your take? Who's making the roster? Drop it in the comments. Let's talk about a guy who's stealing the show out of nowhere. Undrafted rookie defensive lineman Elijah Williams. This dude is a straight-up underdog story, discovered by defensive backs coach Durant Jones during a visit to Morgan State. Jones came back raving, saying, "This guy's got a little something," and boy, was he right. Williams has been a wrecking ball in the preseason, racking up 7 tackles, 2 QB hits, and 5 hurries across 61 defensive snaps. At the FCS level, Williams was a sack machine, piling up 31 sacks and 52 tackles for loss in college. But here's the catch. Even with those crazy stats, he's not a lock for the roster. The Vikings' defensive line room is stacked, and cuts are coming. Williams is fighting against the odds, putting everything on tape to prove he belongs. Will his relentless energy be enough to earn a spot? Brian Flores had some real talk about the D-line group, saying, "Each one of you guys can play. Just worry about getting better every day." That's the mindset Williams is bringing to Tennessee. Can he keep turning heads and force the Vikings to keep him? What do you think? Does Williams make the cut? Let me know below. The defensive line room is a battle royale, and Flores is loving every second of it. He walked into the D-line meeting 2 weeks ago and dropped a truth bomb. You all can play, but not everyone's staying. That's the harsh reality of the NFL. Folks, cuts are brutal, and even doing everything right might not be enough. But Flores is hyped about how his guys are showing up, from practice to the weight room to the film room. Elijah Williams isn't alone in this fight. The entire D-line group is putting in work, showing depth and versatility. Flores praised their effort, saying they're all stepping up in every area, but the roster crunch is real. Only the strongest will survive, and Friday's game is their last chance to shine. Who's gonna stand out when the pressure's on? This is what makes the preseason so intense. Every rep could be a game changer. Will Williams or another dark horse steal a roster spot? Or will a veteran edge him out? Vikings fans, who's your pick to make the D-line? Hit the comments and let's talk about it. Now, let's shift gears to the backup quarterback battle, because it's heating up. With J.J. McCarthy locked in as the starter, the fight for QB2 is between Sam Howell, Brett Rypien, and Max Brosmer. This isn't just about who can sling the ball. It's about who can step in with 0 reps and move the offense like a pro. That's what offensive coordinator Wes Phillips is looking for in Nashville. Phillips echoed head coach Kevin O'Connell, saying the best backup QBs can move the football team with minimal to no reps. That's a tall order, especially after Wednesday's scrimmage gave most snaps to McCarthy and the starters. Howell, Rypien, and Brosmer need to prove they've got the mental prep and instincts to handle the chaos. Who's got the edge after 2 preseason games? Howell was lights out in the first game, going 11-for-13 with a TD. Rypien had a tougher day, but O'Connell thinks one big play could have changed his stat line. Brosmer, the undrafted rookie, turned heads with a clutch performance. Friday's game is their final audition. Who's gonna seize the moment? Drop your QB2 pick in the comments. The backup QB race is so tight, it's giving us all heart palpitations. Sam Howell's precision in the preseason opener was a thing of beauty. but Brett Rippon's deep ball to Jeshaun Jones could have flipped the narrative if it connected. Then there's Max Brosmer, the undrafted gem who's showing poise beyond his years. This trio is battling for the right to be one snap away from leading the Vikings. Kevin O'Connell isn't just looking for experience. He wants a QB who can own the game plan without practice reps. Think Nick Mullins last year, converting clutch third downs like it was nothing. That's the standard. With McCarthy sitting out most of Friday's game, these guys will get plenty of chances to shine against the Titans. Who's going to prove they're ready for the big stage? Vikings fans, this is where you come in. Are you Team Howell, Team Rippon, or Team Brosmer? Or do you think the Vikings keep all three QBs on the roster? Let's hear your predictions in the comments. I'm dying to know what you think. Let's talk wide receivers because the Vikings WR room is in a wild state right now. The good news? Justin Jefferson is back at practice, looking like the superstar he is. The bad news? Jordan Addison's 3-game suspension means he's out for the season start, and Jalen Nailor's hand injury has his status up in the air. That's putting massive pressure on the depth guys to step up. The list of contenders is long. Silas Bolden, Ty Felton, Dante Fleming, Lucky Jackson, Jeshaun Jones, Tim Jones, Robert Lewis, Miles Price, and Thayer Thomas. Only Tim Jones has an NFL catch to his name, with 17 for 154 yards. Felton, a third-round rookie, brings size and speed, while Jackson, Jeshaun Jones, and Thomas have been grinding on the practice squad. Price is turning heads with a TD catch and an 81-yard kickoff return. Who's ready for prime time? Wes Phillips is begging for someone to take charge, saying, "We need guys to show they're ahead of the rest." Friday's game is their shot to prove they can handle the bright lights of Monday Night Football in Chicago. Vikings fans, who's your pick to step up at receiver? Drop it below. The receiver situation is a roller coaster, and the Titans game is the final loop. With Addison sidelined and Nailor banged up, the Vikings need their young guns to show they can handle real NFL action. Lucky Jackson's been running with the first team, but he dropped some passes against the Patriots. Ty Felton's got the tools, but he's a rookie. Miles Price's kickoff return was electric. Can he do it on offense too? Phillips is preaching opportunity, saying, "Sometimes young players just need a chance." The Vikings offense loves to air it out, so these guys need to prove they can make plays when McCarthy's slinging it. The roster cuts are coming, and only a few will survive. Who's gonna make the coach's decision impossible? Skull Nation, let's get loud in the comments. Which receiver do you think steps up in Nashville? Is it a veteran like Lucky Jackson or a rookie like Ty Felton? Share your thoughts and let's see who's got the best eye for talent. Special teams are where dreams are made or broken, and the Vikings units are a battleground right now. Kicker Will Reichard is locked in, nailing kicks like a machine, and long snapper Andrew DePaula's a 3-time Pro Bowler. But the punt and kickoff return jobs? Wide open. And who's taking over for Trent Sherfield as the punt team's ace gunner? That's what Friday's game is all about. Special teams coordinator Matt Daniels is laser-focused on ball security for returners. He called out Silas Bolden for a misjudged punt that cost field position and Ty Felton for a fumble on a kickoff return. Those mistakes can't happen in the regular season. Daniels wants guys who can track the ball, catch it clean, and make smart decisions in a split second. Who's got the clutch factor? Then there's the punt team's hustle rolls. Think sprinting downfield to stop a return or protect the operation. Jeshaun Jones got props for his work on the punt return unit last week, but the competition is fierce. Who's gonna own these roles against the Titans? Vikings fans, drop your special teams predictions below. The punt returner job is a high-stakes gamble, and the Vikings are still searching for their guy. Rondale Moore was the frontrunner, but his season-ending knee injury flipped the script. Now Silas Bolden, Ty Felton, Lucky Jackson, and Miles Price are in the mix, but none have locked it down. Bolden's college stats are solid, 12.5 yards per punt return, but his misstep last week hurt. Felton's got potential but fumbled a kickoff. Who's gonna step up? Matt Daniels is crystal clear. Ball security is non-negotiable. He's also looking for guys who can read punts and make quick decisions. With the regular season looming, The Vikings can't afford mistakes that flip field position. Friday's game is the last chance for these guys to prove they're the answer. Who do you think takes the punt returner job? Skull Nation, let's hear it. Is Silas Bolden the guy? Or will someone else steal the show? Drop your pick in the comments and let's debate who's got the skills to handle punts for the Vikings. Kickoff returns are just as critical, especially with the NFL's new rules pushing touchbacks to the 35-yard line. That means more returns and more pressure on the Vikings returners to deliver. Ty Chandler's been the main kickoff guy, averaging 25.6 yards per return in 2024, but he hasn't broken a big one yet. Rookie Ty Felton's in the mix too, but his fumble in practice raised red flags. Enter Xavier Scott, who's turning heads as a dark horse. Scott's been a beast in the preseason, racking up over 50 scrimmage yards in both games and showing tackle-breaking ability. Daniels loves his knack for getting vertical and powering through contact. Could Scott be the spark the Vikings need on kickoff returns? Friday's game will tell us a lot about who's ready to take this role and run with it. Literally. Vikings fans, who's your pick for kickoff returner? Is Ty Chandler still the guy? Or are you hyped about Xavier Scott's potential? Hit the comments and let's talk about who's bringing the juice on special teams. Xavier Scott is the name on everyone's lips right now, and for good reason. This undrafted running back is making a serious case for a roster spot, rushing for 40 yards on 7 carries against Houston and adding 44 yards on 3 catches against the Patriots. His vision and ability to break tackles have coaches buzzing, and now he's getting looks as a kickoff returner. Is this guy the real deal? Matt Daniels called Scott a threat on returns, praising his ability to stick his foot in the ground and explode upfield. But here's the kicker. Scott's also got to prove he can handle pass protection, a must for any Vikings RB. With Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason locked in as the top 2 backs, Scott's fighting for that RB3 spot over Ty Chandler. Can he seal the deal in Nashville? Skull Nation, are you team Xavier Scott? Or do you think Ty Chandler holds onto his spot? Drop your thoughts below and let's see if Scott's the breakout star we're all hoping for. The linebacker room is feeling the void left by Brian Asamoah too, who was waived this week. Asamoah was a special team stud, logging 802 snaps over 46 games and making 30 tackles. Now, the Vikings need someone to step into his role, and the candidates are ready to battle. Kobe King, Austin Keys, Dorian Mousey, and Chaz Chambliss are all in the mix to take on Asamoah's workload on special teams. Matt Daniels highlighted these guys as potential replacements, with Kobe King, a 6th-round rookie, bringing a downhill thumper vibe that fits Brian Flores' defense. Eric Wilson's veteran presence adds depth, but the young guys need to prove they can handle the hustle plays Asamoah was known for. Friday's game is their chance to shine on punt and kick coverage units. Vikings fans, who's filling Asamoah's shoes? Is Kobe King the future? Or will another linebacker steal the show? Let me know in the comments, and let's get hyped for these special teams battles. The punter competition is neck and neck, and it's one of the most underrated battles on the team. Incumbent Ryan Wright had a solid outing against Houston, with 2 clean punts and holds for 3 Will Richard kicks. But Australian rookie Oscar Chapman's not backing down, booming a 52-yard punt in the same game. Thanks to the NFL's International Player Pathway program, Chapman's got a roster exemption, but he's gunning for Wright's job. Matt Daniels loves the competition, saying both guys are pushing each other to be better. Wright's got the edge with experience, but Chapman's leg strength is turning heads. The Titans game is their final chance to prove who's the better fit for the regular season. A clutch punt could seal the deal. Who's got it? Skull Nation, are you riding with Ryan Wright or hyped for Oscar Chapman's big leg? Drop your pick in the comments and let's see who's got the edge in this punter showdown. As we head into this final preseason game, the Vikings coaching staff is preaching one thing: opportunity. Kevin O'Connell, Wes Phillips, and Matt Daniels all agree. The players who seize their moment in Nashville will earn their spot. Whether it's Elijah Williams on the D-line, Xavier Scott at RB, or a dark horse at receiver or linebacker, this game is about leaving it all on the field. The Titans game isn't just a tune-up. It's a stage for the underdogs to become legends. With roster cuts looming, every snap counts. The The Vikings 2025 season kicks off September 8th in Chicago, and the guys who shine Friday will be the ones suiting up for Monday Night Football. Who's gonna make the 53-man roster and become a household name in Minnesota? Vikings fans, what's your bold prediction for the Titans game? Who's the breakout star we're not talking about yet? Drop it in the comments and let's get this Skol chant going. Alright, Skol Nation, we've covered the biggest battles and breakout stars to watch in this Titans showdown. From Elijah Williams' sack-happy D-line hustle to Xavier Scott's electric runs to the wide-open punt returner race, the Vikings are bringing the heat to Nashville. This final preseason game is going to set the tone for the 2025 season, and I can't wait to see who steps up. Now it's your turn. Vikings fans, who's making the 53-man roster? Who's your MVP for the Titans game? Drop your predictions in the comments, and let's get the conversation rolling. If you're hyped for more Vikings news and updates, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with every Skol fan you know. Let's keep the purple pride alive. Skol Vikings. See you in the comments, and let's get ready for an epic season.